Lisa Cooper is a speaker and a writer and a lecturer and a blogger and a regular on Catholic Answers Radio. And we'll kind of get to the specific reason we wanted you to come in today in just a couple of seconds. But first of all, I know you do a series of lectures that are called Mosaic.
Yes.
Tell us about that to start off, because that's what will lead in to the topic we wanted to cover.
Well, Mosaic was something that I put together because I felt like girls in particular are getting the wrong message about who they are. And I think what happens is that girls are taught that their sexuality is the center of who they are. Mm-hmm. And you have two people kind of fighting over that sexuality, if you will. So you've got the world of secular culture that says your power lies in how you give your sexuality away. It's your body. You should do what you want. Have as much sex as you want or as little sex as you want, but just understand that your power lies in how you choose to give it away. And although this is not what the church teaches, I think what a lot of girls are hearing from their churches is God and boys like you better if you don't have sex. And again, it's still very male-centered. It's still very, the sum total of who you are is in your sexuality and what you do with it.
And what boys think about you.
Right, exactly.
That's wrong. We just this week, Lisa, 5 more teenagers, 3 14-year-old girls and a 15-year-old girl, but have been arrested along with a 16-year-old boy for sexting nude photos.
Yeah.
We're from a different generation. This would have never occurred to me. Obviously, we didn't have cell phones, but they don't think anything's wrong with it. That's where I struggle.
Yeah.
And is that true?
To some degree, yes. I mean, I think there's something inherent in every girl that has that moment of hesitation before she sends it. Mm-hmm. But think about, if you want to look at it in context of the Me Too movement, which I think is a valid and important movement. But when you look at men like Harvey Weinstein, yes, his power lies in the fact that he makes important decisions that determine people's careers. But he was able to take advantage of people because every woman that he took advantage of knew, if I don't, there's another one sitting right out there on the couch who will. And when you think in terms of a woman's desire to be picked, and that is an inherent desire in every woman, and the degree to which she will act on that desire comes from her own self-worth.
How do we change that? What do we do? Do we start when they're toddlers, I guess?
Well, I think what happens right now, we're trying to go at it from an external perspective, and that's just not the answer. I think parents are trying to outrun their kids in the sense that if I have enough apps and if I'm fully aware of what they're doing, I can nip this in the bud. And I think there's no way that's going to happen.
Kids will always be ahead of you, Mom and Dad.
They will.
Always.
There's so many pieces of technology that are going to help you as a child completely hide anything you want to from your parent. And I think we're also wrongly thinking that these girls maybe don't have a good relationship with their dads, but the truth is these girls don't have a real sense of who they are. And they don't have a real sense of who men are and what men really want, because nobody is teaching this to them. So what they're being taught is, this is wrong, this is bad, you shouldn't do this, you can get in trouble. Instead of saying, you know what, let me tell you who you are. And when you have a real sense as a woman, as a girl, of who you are and what your real worth is, you're not going to go give it away.
Let me ask you this, Lisa. And I'm sorry, Robert, I'm dominating, but I love this topic.
Girl talk is great.
We talk about this all from the girl perspective. The boys are doing something wrong too.
They are. But and of course I'm coming at it from a Catholic perspective, which I love Fulton Sheen, who says the mark of any society is always going to be the level of its women. And boys are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't be asking for these photos. They shouldn't be passing these photos along.
These pictures, yeah.
But the fact remains, and I don't mean to say, girls, this is all your fault. I don't mean it in that hard at all. But if a girl says no, there's nothing to circulate. There's nothing to be had.
There's no picture that will be made.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so when a girl begins to see, this is who I am, and I'm not going to just give this away. I'm not some coin that you picked up off the street. I'm somebody that you fight for.
But the girls of today, Lisa, they think this is just like me kissing a boy when I was 15. This is the equivalent of me kissing a boy when I was 15.
Yeah.
It's sending him a nudie pic.
Oddly enough, and I don't mean to be crass, especially at 7 o'clock in the morning, but most girls who participate in overtly sexual activity will perform oral sex before they'll give someone a kiss.
Oh my.
Because kissing to them is intimate. Kissing to them is a sense of, we have some sort of relationship. But the other is something that a lot of girls feel like, this is just expected of me.
That's part of what I do.
And part of that is, a large part of that is, like Robert was saying, we do live in this overly sexualized culture. The name of the mascara I use is called Better Than Sex. And when I opened it last night, the top of it says, was it good for you? And I think this is insane.
Wow. We might have to take a break, but think about this question. What makes the girl who says yes to that picture and the girl who says no, what makes them different? What's different about those two girls?
Well, it has to do with how they see themselves. And that is something that they have to be taught.
That was my point. It has to do with how they were parented, so parents play a huge role.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Harvard did this huge study on the hookup culture, and they looked at all these different factors and what can contribute to someone participating in the hookup culture and someone saying, I'm out of this race, I'm not doing this. And the single most effective factor that Harvard found is parents who talk to their kids about their sexuality, about how to find trusting and real relationships, about how to behave in relationships, just the simple logistics. Erin, we spend so much money on making sure that our children are prepared to take the ACT. We spend time and money and we leave no stone unturned. We find the best of the best of the best, but we spend so little time teaching them how to be healthy, functioning adults outside of you need to go to college.